Hey, what's up, guys? And it's time to get back to some more John Madden football. We'll go ahead and switch right on over here. Get the audio switched over, and let's get into it. So, who do we play today? Well, I don't know who we play today because, because the season, matchups and stuff are basically completely random. Where are the Oilers? I'm not seeing us anywhere. So, okay, we'll return to game setup, and now we'll go to the next week. So, okay. There we go. So we select game, and we push start, and then we go over here. There we go. Madden 94, the season mode and all that stuff, I feel like there's a lot of stuff that was like a pretty good idea, but they just didn't quite do it right, I mean, like I've said before, like this season mode would have worked really, really well if it had been done sort of with the Tecmo Super Bowl style, right? I feel like season mode was kind of like something that was thrown on, as sort of a last second idea, or hey, we really should do this, right? People have been asking about this or whatever, sort of thing, instead of making like a serious season mode where you're really controlling the team, right? I mean, because here, I don't even know of a way that I can, look at what the team schedule is like, right? So I don't know what game we're going to play, the next week. Anyway, there's no way to, select a team. There's no way to look at the stats or anything like that. You just kind of do what you can do. Well, and once again, we have them at, 3rd and 20 something. Yeah, 3rd and 20. How about that? I was right. I don't know if you noticed this, but both on Madden and on the Joe Montana games for the PlayStation, for the Genesis, it's really, really easy to play defense, to the point where you usually have them at 3rd and impossible, So I guess if your biggest complaint about Tecmo Super Bowl is that it's too arcade style. I guess you could say about these games that, well, at least, it's somewhat realistic, right? These games are relatively low scoring for a low scoring era of the NFL and stuff like that. I can see that argument, right? It's just that, it feels like the balance is not quite right. That's the thing that I want to say about that. So, okay, let's try a pass here. We usually run on first down. Let's see if they're looking for the run. And now you can see the reason why I usually don't like passing, right? I don't like passing very much in this game because the window system means I can't tell who's actually open and who's not. And also because I keep having stuff like that happen where it's like, okay, it looks like this guy's open. I throw it to him and the guy's in the wrong place. And he's, not even close to where he's supposed to be. And then it's an incomplete pass. And I'm like, I just wasted it down. That was a little bit better. 4th and what? 4th and 6. The 36. All right, we'll try this again. We haven't had good luck with these field goals, though. Somebody was telling me that the Oilers actually had an excellent field goal kicker that year. But not in Madden. I mean, that wasn't even close. I guess it was a 53-yard attempt, though. So, Anyways, you can tell I'm kind of doing a bad job of, figuring out, what is and what is not within field goal range. We probably should have been up a little bit closer if we really wanted to try that. That said, I mean, it's not going to really hurt us. It's not like they were going to, like we were going to somehow come up with a punt that was going to, give them the coffin corner or something like that. So.
21, 31.
Oh man, he's wide open. How does he not catch that? He's absolutely wide open. Anyway, that's the other thing about this game I don't understand. It's not just, a thing that happens when, you're the one passing. This happens to the computer a lot where, you're like, oh, this guy's wide open. This is going to be caught easily, and then it's missed. And then we wind up with a 16-yard sack. I mean, in the NFL, you never see a guy take a 16-yard sack, right? Nobody goes that far back when, they're going to pass. This is just sort of a Madden thing. The other thing that's kind of silly is this. I called the punt rush here by accident. But I'm not entirely sure why that's considered to be the punt rush because I think you have a better setup for the rush on the normal punt return. So I don't know. I don't get it. Whatever. I'm sure somebody, though, can tell me that there's something obvious that I'm missing or something like that. I like to spin around. Jeez, look at that. I mean, anybody want to block? You know, can you do me a solid? Could you block the guy for a change? I mean, that was ridiculous. That was insane. How am I supposed to do anything with that? We had like 6 guys who were unblocked. All right, so that brings up 4th and 1,000,000. Let's kick a field goal, huh? Oh, and it does end up being a touchback. I was about to say, if this were Tecmo Super Bowl, the game that I was praising so much in that video yesterday, then of course this would be a touchback, and it was a touchback. So there you have it. That wasn't even kicked with full power. If you kick that with full power, he could probably kick it 80 yards. So why is it that when you punt and you kick with full power, or almost full power, you get this kick of like 60 yards? When you kick the field goal, you can't kick it 45 yards if you're at almost full power. I don't get it.
41, but 23, but.
Yeah, short loss. Okay, that's a little bit more like it. I've been talking a lot about continuation, and this time they actually gave him the continuation. I swear that there have been times in earlier games where they didn't give continuation. Instead, they would have called that like an 8-yard loss or something.
43, 42, but.
Or continuation. Forward progress is what I meant. You know what I mean.
Incomplete.
I'm just mixing up sports, that's all. All right, we'll go back in the nickel and play a zone. Every time I play this game, I think I should be playing Blitz on this channel, and then I forget, and then I play it again, and I say the same thing over and over again. My wife always gets on me for when I'm talking to her about whatever. She's like, you told me that last time, and you didn't do anything about it. So anyway, that's the story of my life. She always laughs at me and says, you must be getting old, you keep repeating yourself. I don't know, you guys know what I'll be like when I'm an old man. I'll be here talking about, well, in my day, video games were better, right? Kids these days, you don't know about Tecmo Super Bowl.
Set. 33, 20, but.
Oh, and how did I miss him? How did I miss him? I hit right at him, nobody in my way. And I push the stupid C button, and I just like raise my arms above my head. That's all I can do, right? Instead of like tackling the quarterback, I just raise my arms above my head. I think actually what I'm supposed to do is just run into him. Oh, he got it. Oh, that was bad. That's all right. At least we kind of stopped him. Yeah, that wasn't so good, was it?
Set. But. 23, 22, but.
I'll just never get over the fact that like no matter who you throw it to in this game, there's always like 5 guys around. I think there are ways though you can get like one-on-one coverage and stuff like that, but it just doesn't seem to happen very often. Probably the A button I should be pushing when I'm about to sack the quarterback. I think that maybe I should adjust my strategy slightly.
30, 23, but.
Oh, that didn't work. Oh, there's the crowd noise. It was like the crowd didn't even cheer, right? They're the home team. All right, well, at least there's no disgusting acts in this one. Joe Buck would be pleased. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 from the 33, something like that. 32.
Set. Punt. Fumble.
Oh, no, 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 no. There we go.
Set. Punt.
All right, let's try another one.
Set. Punt.
No blocking again. I mean, that was pathetic. That was pitiful. We're not going to go for it here. We're not that crazy.
Set. Punt.
How did I wind up behind the guy who was going to catch the punt? How did that happen? I agree. That was amazing. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. You ever seen that happen before in a punt where the defender ends up like standing right behind the guy who's going to catch it?
32.
Somebody was telling me in the comments that it's not until Madden 96 that you can make a fair catch.
Set. Red. 31. 43. 21. Punt. Fumble.
Oops, went the wrong way.
He'll remember that number.
I didn't mean to go the wrong way. Yeah, that's one of those little problems. I won't complain too much about that. The fact that when you get the ball, it like changes, you know, the field around. So you have to know that you just got the fumble and all that. You have to know which direction you're going. 2-minute warning. All right, let's see what happens if we call one of these, huh?
Set. Punt. Boom. First down. Set. Punt. Boom.
Yeah, Lorenzo White's fighting for those yards now.
Set. Punt. Pow.
Man, it looks like he's dead. All right.
Set. Punt. Pow.
We got it. All right, we should probably do this, right?
Set. Woo. Punt.
There we go. That was the hole. That's the hole we've been looking for. I had a feeling that something like that would work one of these times. Now it's tied. That's a little bit more like it. That's what we've been waiting for. Wow, that was a pretty heavy hit. Let's do it again. This is like Madden Football Concussion Edition.
Punt.
All we do is fly at guys and
Boom.
hit them with our head.
Set. 23. 31. Red. Punt.
I think I was going to make that catch and I just ran away from it.
Set. Red. 20. 42. 30. Punt.
There we go. 8-yard loss. That's a little bit better for a sack. Yeah, and I'm surprised that they don't use another timeout here. I guess it's because they're out of field goal range or something like that. See, now, I mean, they won't have a use for that timeout now unless they have some sort of, like, miracle or something like that.
Set. 30. Hut. 41. Hut.
Now they call a timeout. So what was that all about? I mean... Okay. It's like 4th and 2, right?
22. 31. Hut.
I don't understand that play calling. I guess you're gonna run out of your timeouts no matter what because it's the end of the half. So that kind of makes sense to me, but
Let's take a look at the
I
half
don't
back.
understand the logic here. Anyway, they've had the ball longer than we have, believe it or not. We have 6 yards passing, 1 for 2, 49 yards rushing. So we're not doing so great in the total yards, but we did have that fumble recovery. That was a really big play. All right, what are we gonna do here now, huh? We'll call a play like this.
Set. Hut.
So it's supposed to be a sweep, but this is a sweep where I'm not sure if that was the tight end or who it was that just totally ignored the block. Right? That's a sweep with nobody blocking.
Set. Hut. First down. Set. Hut.
All right, let's try one of these, huh?
Set. Hut.
I thought that we had a little bit of a hole open up there, but I guess we didn't. All right, well, we'll try going the other way.
Set. Hut.
That didn't do very much. Running down the field, okay.
Set. Hut.
This is going to be a touchback, I guarantee it. What did I tell you? Like, the thing is that the play control, the graphics and everything in this game, it just doesn't work if you're trying to, like, down the ball, you know, and get it, like, in the corner or whatever. It's not going to be possible in this game. You just have to, like, accept the fact that that sort of strategy doesn't work. And then for something like that, I swear, if you were going to look, like, really, really close at a replay of that play, at what happened, you would notice that the receiver is actually underthrown. It's one of those things where the game has predetermined that he's going to catch the ball, so he's going to catch the ball. That's the way that it works. You know, don't ask too many questions, you know. Not that I would accuse EA of, you know, like screwing over its gamers or anything like that. You know, how dare I do that?
First down.
All right, I think I actually created that whole forum.
Set. 32. Hut. Boom.
Pretty impressive 9-yard gain.
Set. 22. 20. Hut. Ow.
That's a nice catch. Especially since he had, I was about to count, he had 6 guys around him. That's a pretty nice catch.
Set. 41. 31. 42. 21. Hut.
There we go. All right, let's try one of these babies. Let's try to catch them off guard.
Set. 40. What?
Yeah, that blitz worked well. Okay, let's try another one.
Set. 21.
Perfect. Well, they're going to try the field goal, though. I know that. Oops. And I chose a punt return. Well, it doesn't really matter.
Set. Green. What?
Like I said, it doesn't really matter. All right. Like, normally I look at this and I think I should do something different. Maybe I should pass. But no, I don't want to pass. You know, last time I passed in this game, nothing good happened. I run it with this guy, number 32. I don't have the roster open to see who it is, but I run it with anybody except for Lorenzo White, and he can't even get downfield. I mean, it was ridiculous. Of course, it's not like I did a better job there anyway, but you know what I mean. Oh, that's right. We can run running plays out of the run and hook.
First down.
All right, fourth quarter. One of the things I wish I could do is I wish I could move personnel like in and out. I wish I could like look around on my bench and see if I have somebody who can run a little bit faster than this fullback, because it kind of limits my my running choices, right? Every single time he runs the ball, it's like the tortoise and the hare. It's like, for me, it's like the tortoise and the gray hair.
Set. 41.
All right, well, I've done a whole bunch of screwing around and didn't really gain any yards.
Set.
Wrong button. It's a 67-yard punt that time. This is like I said, you know, with Tecmo Super Bowl, every single time you punt the ball, it's always going to end up being a touchback. Like, unless you have the ball at like the 10 or less. This game's exactly the same way. Every time I punt it, it's always a touchback.
Incomplete.
So you can't hit a 46-yard field goal, but you can punt it like, you know, 65 yards on the fly.
Incomplete.
All right, we're actually gonna play a normal defense here.
Set. 41. Woo. 32. What?
I have no idea how in the world I didn't sack him. I mean, I dove at him right before he threw the ball, and I guess the game has determined that I'm not allowed to sack him there. So.
Set. Red. 32. What?
That was another one of those concussion plays.
Set. What? Pow.
Jeez, man. I need to stop calling that play. I don't think that it's ever worked. I think that every single time it turns into this, you know, just nothing. At least for this play, we start off gaining some yards, so, you know, we just, like, go up there and pray for a hole. Fourth and 7. Jeez, that didn't work. I'm thinking, oh, I can get him right now when they're off guard, but no, we missed a block, and so much for that. It's okay. It doesn't hurt us necessarily that much. Maybe it does hurt us a little bit.
Set. 43.
Oh, no. Jeez.
Touchdown.
Well, trying for the diving sack and couldn't get him. And then for whatever reason, my guy was not guarding him as tightly as he should have been.
42. Hut. Hut.
Now we're in trouble.
Good.
Anyway, there are times where I get really frustrated with Madden, and this is one of those times. How come they get to have a kickoff that goes back that deep? We haven't had a kickoff anything close to that, right? I mean, whatever. All right, let's run some of these other running plays.
Set. Hut.
I mean, normally here you'd want to, you know, pass in this situation, but I don't dare pass because the chances of me completing a pass are very, very slim. So let's just run. We have more control when we run.
Hut.
All right, here we go again. There are times I do wish that they would let you just keep the same play call instead of forcing you at the 2-minute warning to go back and call another play. How close was I? I mean, we're going to have to go for it.
Set. Hut. Ow.
We got it. So that time we get the 11-yard run, huh? Oh, shoot. That's going to end it. Well, unfortunately, this was a close game, but I don't think we're going to be able to pull this one out.
Set. Woo. 21. 30. Hut.
Now, the nice thing is that the computer doesn't know that you can run out the clock.
43. 22. Hut.
The unfortunate thing is that the computer does know that you probably need to run. They call that a pass. That was, I guess, a shovel pass? I don't know. I don't know how that was a pass.
Set. 40. Hut.
All right, I think they're going to kick the field goal here. Yeah.
Set. Green. Hut. It's good.
It's amazing, right? That's a 37-yard attempt, so it's not like that's a nothing field goal. And he kicked that one like he was kicking it from 60 yards. But for the, what was that, like a 48-yard attempt or something like that, it wasn't even close. So, I mean, there's a problem with consistency here anyway. Yeah, this is just me sort of mouthing off as I rue the fact that we're about to lose another game that was another close one. Like I said before, we will do a different project, I think, later on with this Oilers team. We're going to do it, though, probably with Front Page Sports Football. Because there I know that we can have, like, the actual schedule, and you can play it so that you're calling the plays instead of, you know, doing the stupid Madden thing the whole time. Yeah, not that I hate Madden, it's just that sometimes it really, really gets on my nerves. And that's going to be it.
First down.
We watch helplessly as time expires. 17-7, we lose. We came close. Couple of breaks, and we would have been okay. Actually, we would have been fine if that end or whoever was the back actually played defense on that pass. It's just that one play that did us in. Time of possession was just about the same. First downs are even. Total yards, well, I guess we were about 45 yards behind them, but it was kind of close. We were 1 for 2 in passing, so we won't talk very much about that. We actually did have a 4th down conversion. Same on 3rd down conversions. Our punts go a long way, apparently. We did have good punt returns, and we had fairly good kick returns, so that's the end of that one. So we can go take a look at the standings here. We're 4-2 now. The Bills are 5-1. Who do we just play? The Chargers, they're 5-1, so they're pretty good. Over here you have the Redskins, of course, the Bucks, and then the Saints, surprisingly good. So anyway, there you have it. That's sort of the way that this one goes. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you again tomorrow. We'll play some more Tecmo Super Bowl. That's a little bit more fun. Talk to you then.